Hey fam, MamaMixedGamer here. I just unlocked the John Wick Simpsons skin thanks to TG here, typical gamer, or well, somebody wearing his skin anyway. You do need the battle pass in order to unlock his skin, so I want to make sure you do know that. You do have to have the battle pass to unlock the John Wick Simpsons skin. Another thing to note is you definitely want to equip the John Wick Sprite, which I'll explain. You need 4 contracts to complete, which is the Combat, Boss, Confidential, and Sprite contract, and we'll go over each of those. So the first thing to do is jump down, hire John Wick. He's over in Calamari Canyon. So you do need 350 gold to obtain him, or well, to hire him. After you hire him, you do need 575 damage to an opponent, so you want to keep him with you and complete these tasks along the way, or these stages. Again, having the John Wick Sprite on your back will also complete the Sprite contract while you're completing the combat contract. So here it is just damaging opponents. 575 damage is what you need to do while you have the John Wick hired. And then along the way, while you're eliminating each of these players, you are also completing the John Wick Sprite contract as well, which is eliminating, I believe, 10 players to complete that one. So once you're done with the damaging opponents, you'll move on to defeating 3 bosses. So the 3 main bosses, Ivy, Catwoman, and Harley, are in these locations here, above the Battlewood, below Sinister Strip, and between Wonky Land and the Golden Grove. You can go to these 3 bosses, however, you can also defeat the mini bosses that are on the map. So keep an eye on your mini-map for the skull. You'll see the skull pop up and you know that's a mini boss. So you can also just defeat those as well, especially if these are, you know, if a lot of players are also going after Ivy, Catwoman, or Harley. So I ran out of ammo, which is fine. You can still just pickaxe them. I would, for a tip with any of these bosses, aside from the mini bosses, I would, with Ivy, Harley Quinn, and Catwoman, I would suggest go straight up to them, whether you have a weapon or not. They're not too good when you come up too close to them, and they're so much easier to defeat and eliminate. So then we have 1 boss there, and now it's asking for the Sprite contract to master the John Wick Sprite. So we're going to do that in the process of this other contract. So here's one of the mini bosses we're going to defeat. If you look on the mini map, you can see the little skull. I don't know how I was able to do this with such low HP. I definitely thought I was getting eliminated here. So definitely don't feel bad if you need to extract the John Wick Sprite. You can always go into another match and bring him with you like I did. So he's at a level 4. I'll hopefully level him up from this one. So we've defeated 2 bosses. We're on to the 3rd boss now. And also mastering the John Wick Sprite. And I was lucky enough to get the quack snacks. So I leveled them completely, which was awesome. So you want to make sure you are equipping him, eliminating 10 players, and mastering the John Wick Sprite. I apologize, I don't know what the first stage was for the Sprite contract, mainly because I must have done it by accident, so I have no idea. Please let me know in the comments, what was the first stage of the Sprite contract? So here's our 3rd boss, and as soon as 3 bosses are defeated, you'll have completed the combat contract. Now to jump into reload. Next part is to go into the confidential. Visit the confidential in Springfield, so that's over in reload. The second one is to eliminate a player inside of the confidential, surviving 14 seconds after becoming Excommunicado. So here's a little Easter egg. Inside of Springfield Town Square is Jebediah's statue. If you pickaxe or shoot the head off of the statue, you can then pick it up, put it on, and it shields you from headshots. The first headshot that hits your head with the Jebediah head on will protect you for the first shot, and then it'll fall off for somebody else to pick up. So you want to eliminate a player inside the confidential, which would make you the Excommunicado. Although you can run faster and all that good stuff, you still need to outlast for, I think it's 14 seconds. And then once you do that, you will have completed the third stage of that part of the contract, which is the confidential contract. So then we have the combat contract. We have to hit opponents with the Lancehead Clip after reloading. So the easiest way to get a Lancehead pistol is either underneath Battlewoods, where you need to defeat these bosses, or not these bosses, these guards, unlock the dog's cage, and the Lancehead pistol will drop out. That is one of the quickest ways to get the Lancehead pistol. Or you can go to Sinister Strip. Alright, just to recap, first one is hit opponents with the Lancehead Clip after reloading. You need 2 of those. Damage opponents with shotguns in a single match, 550 damage. 25 headshot opponents with assault rifles. Defeat these guards, unlock this dog cage. And again, the Lancehead pistol will appear after you unlock the dog's cage. Now, however, sometimes it doesn't always appear in Sinister Strip, and sometimes it doesn't always appear under Battlewoods. So if it's not in the Battlewoods, come over to Sinister Strip. If it's not in Sinister Strip, then go over to Battlewoods. Or you can always find it in loot. It's a lot harder to just find it in loot, or to be on the ground floor loot. It was a lot harder for me anyway. I couldn't find it. It was definitely more difficult to find floor loot or in a chest. So here is the first hit from the clip. And then I just slowed it down so you could really see that it hits the character, the opponent. And then here's the second one. So you'll just be shooting, and then it'll throw it like that. And then you'll complete that one. So that one's not too hard. I think the hardest part was finding the Lancehead pistol. And then you need to damage opponents with the shotgun in a single match. And I just wanted to show that it does not work on NPCs or bosses. That it'll only work on players. With a shotgun. You need to deal 550 damage in one single match. And I got lucky because this was fairly busy. I would suggest going to like a busier area and maybe go in the hallway or on the stairs, somewhere that it's easier to get more players. And then the next one is the headshots. That one I barely got. You need to get 25 headshots with using an assault rifle, and it does not work on the guards. So it was not working when I would hit the guards with it. The web shooters, I would absolutely suggest trying to pick those up if you can. It's easier to get around the map with those. I got lucky with a couple of these shots, and people were just not moving. Like, players weren't moving, so I got lucky. The headshots were definitely difficult. Makes it a lot harder when people move around so much. Definitely aim for their head, even if you're just aiming and shooting. Alright, just to recap. So then the boss contract, first stage is hire John Wick. Second stage is damage opponents with John Wick or a hired specialist, so it can be anyone, for 575, and then defeat 3 bosses. Did you guys know before John Wick was officially in-game, Fortnite released the Reaper in Chapter 1 Season 3 Battle Pass? It looks so much like Assassin in a suit that kids started running up to Keanu Reeves in public, calling him the Fortnite guy. Keanu had no idea what Fortnite was, researched it, realized the skin didn't actually look like him, and told Epic Games, "We gotta do this right." That meeting directly led to the official John Wick collab in 2019. Did you know in The Simpsons, Season 1's classic episode, The Telltale Head, Bart saws off the head of the Jebediah Springfield statue? In Fortnite's Springfield, hitting the Jebediah Springfield statue head at Town Square knocks it loose to grant Jebediah's protective helm. And then here's Typical Gamer for the W. Appreciate whoever was wearing Typical Gamer skin. You don't know it, but you helped me. Also, put all of the stages and the contract together so you guys can screenshot this if you would like, so that you have it ready for you, so that you can jump in game and be able to complete them all. And then here he is, the John Wick Simpsons skin, unlocked and ready to go. I would really appreciate you guys using my support a creator code MamaMixedGamer, one word, in the item shop if you are planning to buy anything. Thank you so much. See you later, guys. Bye.